Hey there, everyone. Captain Autoland here. I just want to talk to you guys about a little app that I've been having a lot of fun with recently and thought I'd share with you guys. Basically, what this is it's called a Pilot's Life. It's made by our friends at Simbit World up here. Now, basically what this is and what I want to show you guys is that it's basically an air hauler viewed from the pilot's perspective. Like if you've played Air Hauler 2, you'll know what I mean. But rather than focusing on setting up a company, running it, maintaining it, its schedules and finances and not going bankrupt, which is fun in its own way, um, you're only the pilot here. So this is focused entirely on your career from when you finish basically your ATPL licenses and get your first job. So you won't have to go through um, starting from the bottom with type ratings and flying a 152, then a 172, and then so on. That, I mean, if that's your thing, you can always do air hauler, but that can be sometimes frustrating and a bit infuriating in a sim that measures landing rates and stuff. Now, this is also similar, some of you may say, to FS Passengers, but rather than focusing on passengers and how they felt on your flight, if they saw the right movie and all that, it's did you fly them to the right airport on time, landed decently, and followed your own company's procedures. So it doesn't really follow the passenger experience as much as it follows your performance exclusively. It's basically built with a bottoms up view, whereas all the other two I mentioned work top down from a company's perspective. Now, how this works is that when you initially start off the app and you create your profile for the first time, you get some job offers in the job market. Now, you start off usually with five job offers. Two are from your own country. In my case, it's Tarom and Blue Air, and then three random ones from across the world. Now, if you want to see more about what an airline does and what they offer, there is also this page up here, and you can click on each one and click on details, see their route maps, see the planes they fly, the fleet basically, some details over here, up here in terms of how popular they are, some data sheets, some fact sheets, and destinations and fleet in more detail with actual reg numbers and call signs. Now, assuming this would be my first time opening the app, for example, if I want to look at Sun Country Airlines from Minneapolis, which are offering me a job, I would go up here, type Sun Country, and that's going to filter them out. Look at the details, and this is where they fly to. So they fly Las Vegas, JFK, Boston, Seattle, and all of that. They fly in 737 800s and 700s. So if that's your thing, then you can go for them. Having a look at Air Georgian here, which is from based out of Toronto apparently. I'll be honest, I've never heard of them before. You can have a quick look and see what they fly. The data is not always super complete, like some of the less popular ones, less popular um, airlines are not entirely complete in this sense. Like you don't have a fleet overview for them for that, for example, but you do have the route list. So what you can do in those cases is, and I'll show you this in more detail later on, but basically you can just fly whatever plane you want. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do. Even if you take a job at Sun Country, which flies only 737 NGs, you can still fly other types of planes if you wish to. I'll show you that in a couple of minutes here. Now, you get these five offers to begin with. You can accept one of them, and some of the rules of the game in job market perspectives are that you can't change your job more than once a week. So the moment you click accept offer on your initial um, batch of offers, you cannot change jobs for a week. What that means is that at any point you can come into the job market, look for a specific airline, or look through all of them and view their ratings and all that, and whatever routes they fly and what you'd be interested in. You can apply for a job, but you will guaranteed get rejected if you've only had your current job for 7 days. Once those 7 days pass, though, down here, the five job offers, they will change. You basically get quote unquote headhunted by others. If you choose not to take any one of those, you can just apply for a new job up here. Excuse me, and then that usually will take you about 2 days to get an answer. Um, and when I say 2 days, I mean actual 2 days. The app itself is built around real time, like yeah, it's basically built around real time. So you will have to log back in 2 days to find your answers. Um, Basically, that's kind of how the job market works. You do get a salary depending on your experience and your job title here. So this is a restarted career. I'm currently a junior first officer. Had a few flights. I currently am employed at Volotea because they're the only European airline which actually still use the 717, which is the reason why I joined them. You get an hourly salary, you get experience for every flight. It's worth mentioning that salaries are loaded every month on the first, so you don't get paid after every single job you do. This is another sort of thing which is different from air hauler, just so you can have the right expectations. It is really built around a pilot's career. Um, Basically, this is, I mean, some of you might also say that this is similar with virtual airlines, but it's not really, because whereas virtual airlines are in 99% of cases built around a real life airline where you have to fly their routes, their planes, their fleet, this one allows you to change jobs every week. At the same time, keeping it realistic in the sense that if you want to fly for Volotea here, for example, you're not going to fly a 737 NG. You could, because the app does allow you to fly fictional planes, and I'll show you that. But if you want to keep it realistic rather, you can just switch jobs and just keep it like that. Um, Basically, this is not, I mean, just wrap up the virtual airlines parallel. This is not just an online logbook. It's literally a career with progress and benefits to that. To the more you fly, the more benefits you have. Now, whilst the app does its best to offer you the chance to fly the real world airlines fleets, you can, on the other hand, still fly fictional planes, just like I said. So if you look at flights here, initially when you first start off, you will get and whenever you finish your current schedule, you will get a new one assigned to you that you can accept. Now, mine was starting off in Venice, going to Palma de Mallorca and back, then Catania and back, and now the next flight is to Cagliari, which is in Sardinia. Now, if I click on Start Next Flight here, it shows you this nice map to show you where you start, where you should end. And you also have to select the aircraft, sorry. Now, you do have the option of real versus fictional. So if you choose real, if I choose real, I would have to pick between the A319 and the 717, and these are the reg numbers. Now, if I wanted and I felt like flying a 737 NG that day, and that's just what I want to do, I can just pick one up from here, click on OK, and I can fly the 739, for example, for this flight. It's purely a matter of personal choice, I guess. Another thing I want to touch on with this app, since I've had it, it's been like a couple of months now at least, and I've enjoyed it a lot. But one thing which sort of sets Simbit World apart from the rest, and well, maybe not all of the rest, but most of the rest in this community, is that their support is just awesome. As in, if you click on help here, this will load up with a manual. And keep in mind, you have to have Adobe Reader installed for this to work. Otherwise, it's just going to be a blank page. But down here, you can submit bugs and features to the developer. Now, many apps allow you to do that, and many of them have forums where you can do that. However, here you can also track them. Like you can literally see the status of all your bugs and features and also comments on them, which is a reply from the developer based off your request. So it's really quite cool. And best of all, they answered within a few hours. Like they literally answered all of my tickets within a few hours, even if it was just a feature request on which they said, um, it's great, we're going to implement it, but it's going to take a few weeks or months, which I can understand basically, but they always reply. And to be honest with you, I like all of you, I do own a lot of flight sim apps and flight sim add-ons and so on, and we know how support can be delivered sometimes within this community. Now, there are some new features coming into this app in a matter of months, probably weeks better off, but months nonetheless. One of them is community here, which is going to be a very nice uh, forum-like collaboration, and then reports, which is going to be basically your logbook but on steroids. It's going to be really cool, a lot of data to play with and look through if that's your cup of tea. And then the shop, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but you will love their ideas for this. You will absolutely love their ideas, and it's going to make your careers way more enjoyable. Basically, the one thing you can take away is that the more you fly and the more you earn, the more extra perks you can get. Now, all in all, this is an awesome, nifty tool, which with much to offer and even more to come in development. And just wanted to touch on it and show it to you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing a series on my Twitch channel on it, basically built around my careers in a pilot's life. So no doubt some of you may have questions when seeing me use it on stream. So I figured I'd record this in advance so that you can have a look, see what it is, see why it is, and see why I use it. Thanks again for watching. I'm just gonna start my next flight now. The way you do that is super simple. So I'm on the current flight here. It's Marco Polo in Venice to Elmas in Cagliari. I will fly a real world aircraft. That's kind of why why I chose the airline in the first place. I am actually gonna fly the Reg EC MTC. Volotea, by the way, is a Spanish. You'll notice this from the reg number. It's a Spanish airline, but I am based at the Venice hub, so that's why most of my flights are from, well, all of my flights are from Venice, and most of them are through Italy. Now, super simple. You choose this, and then you click Start Flight here. Now, there is an option to go around this if you wish to, and if you're the more forgetful type, you can just go to Settings, and you can actually take this box and auto start and your flight with the engines. So basically what that means is as long as the app is running, you go into the sim, and the moment you start your engines, the app starts recording your flight. Now, this is kind of it. There is one thing I have not touched on, and I'll tell you guys real quick. But when you get a job and you find an airline and you look at their details and see what planes they fly and what routes they fly, you also have here a fleet and an availability column. Now, if this is a yes or a no, is determined by the settings you set up for your app. Because the app doesn't actually read all your planes in your sim, which would be a bit intrusive, I guess, you can do this. You can go into details, into settings, set your licenses and certifications, and there is a whole bunch of air, sorry, aircraft here that you can actually tick that you own, and then when you open the flight, it will show yes rather than no. Alright then, so I'm gonna start my next flight, and I'll see you guys on stream. Again, this is Captain Autoland off Twitch TV / Captain Autoland. That's CPT Autoland. Thanks so much, and